The ancient legacy pillars of the world in art and literature encompass the foundational works, ideas, and expressions that shape the creative and intellectual achievements of ancient civilizations. These pillars helped preserve cultural identity, explore human nature, and set the stage for future developments in the arts and humanities. Below are the key pillars of this ancient legacy in art and literature. 1. Ancient Egyptian art and literature. Art. Egyptian art primarily focused on the afterlife and divine order, with symbolism playing a central role. The art was highly stylized and featured hieratic scale, where larger figures represented gods or pharaohs, and smaller figures indicated lesser beings. Iconic examples include the Great Pyramids of Giza, tomb paintings, and the statue of Ramses II, which honored gods and rulers, ensuring their immortality. Hieroglyphs, the Egyptian system of writing, often accompanied paintings and sculptures, narrating stories of gods, kings, and everyday life. Literature. Ancient Egyptian literature was primarily religious, instructional, and royal in nature. Key works include the pyramid texts and coffin texts, which aim to ensure safe passage to the afterlife. The Instruction of Ptahhotep and the Story of Sinuhe are among the oldest known works of literature, providing insights into the culture, wisdom, and values of ancient Egyptian society. 2. Mesopotamian art and literature. Art. Sumerian art is characterized by large-scale statues and bas-reliefs, often depicting gods and kings. The Ziggurat of Ur and the Standard of Ur are notable examples of this culture's art, showcasing detailed scenes of warfare, royalty, and ceremonial life. Assyrian and Babylonian art featured grand palaces adorned with relief sculptures depicting military conquests, religious rituals, and royal authority, such as the wall reliefs of Nineveh. Literature. The Epic of Gilgamesh is one of the oldest known works of literature, an epic poem blending myth, history, and human experience. It tells the story of King Gilgamesh's journey for immortality and explores themes of friendship, fate, and the search for meaning. The Enuma Elish, the Babylonian creation myth, is another cornerstone of Mesopotamian literature, offering insights into the religious and cosmological beliefs of the time. 3. Greek art and literature. Art. Ancient Greek art saw the development of classical sculpture, marked by the representation of the human body in a naturalistic, idealized form. Phidias statues, including the statue of Zeus at Olympia, and the Discobolus, discus thrower, by Myron exemplified these ideals. Greek architecture is renowned for constructing temples such as the Parthenon and the Temple of Apollo at Delphi, showcasing perfect proportions and the use of the Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian orders. Greek pottery was also highly influential, with painted vases depicting scenes of mythology, daily life, and athletic contests. Literature. Homer's epic poems, the Iliad and the Odyssey, laid the foundation for Western literature, exploring themes of heroism, fate, and the human condition. The works of Sophocles, Euripides, and Aeschylus revolutionized drama. Greek tragedy explored complex themes of morality, justice, and relationships between humans and gods. Philosophical texts by Plato, Aristotle, and Socrates examined ethics, metaphysics, and human nature, profoundly shaping Western thought. The lyric poets, such as Sappho and Pindar, explored themes of love, politics, and individual expression in their poetry. 4. Indian art and literature. Art. Indian art is known for its religious symbolism, with Hindu, Buddhist, and Jain art focusing on the depiction of gods, goddesses, and enlightened beings. The Ajanta and Ellora caves feature magnificent frescoes and sculptures illustrating the life of the Buddha and stories of Hindu mythology. Indian architecture includes monumental structures like the Great Stupa at Sanchi, temples with intricate carvings, such as the Kandariya Mahadev temple, and rock-cut architecture seen in places like Ellora and Badami. Literature. The Vedas, the oldest sacred texts of Hinduism, contain hymns, rituals, and philosophical discourses forming the foundation of Indian spiritual thought. The Mahabharata and Ramayana are epic poems exploring the themes of dharma, duty, karma, and the divine. The Bhagavad Gita, part of the Mahabharata, is a key text in Indian philosophy. Jataka tales are stories of the Buddha's previous lives, emphasizing moral lessons and practicing virtues. Sanskrit drama by playwrights like Kalidasa and Bhasa continued exploring human emotions, politics, and divine intervention. 5. Roman art and literature. Art. Roman art was influenced by the Greeks but focused more on realism and portraiture. The busts of emperors, such as Julius Caesar and Augustus, are notable examples of Roman portraiture, capturing the likeness and personality of individuals. Roman architecture is famous for developing the arch, dome, and vault, seen in structures such as the Pantheon, Colosseum, and Roman baths. Frescoes and mosaics adorned Roman villas, depicting scenes of mythology, daily life, and nature. Literature. Roman literature drew heavily on Greek models but focused on themes like patriotism, law, and Roman identity. Virgil's Aeneid celebrated the legendary origins of Rome and the values of duty and sacrifice. Cicero and Seneca were key figures in Roman philosophy and oratory, contributing to developing Stoicism and rhetorical theory. The works of Ovid, Horace, and Livy also shaped the literary landscape, with Metamorphoses becoming one of the most influential mythological texts in Western literature. 6. Chinese art and literature. Art. Chinese art is noted for its refinement and symbolism, focusing on landscape painting, calligraphy, and ceramics. Early Chinese painting emphasized harmony with nature, as seen in works by masters like Zhao Mengfu and Wang Xizhi. Jade carving and bronze vessels were central to early Chinese art, while later dynasties produced stunning silk paintings and porcelain. Literature. Ancient Chinese literature includes the 5 classics, including the Book of Songs and I Ching, which formed the foundation of Confucian thought and served as key texts for education. Taoist literature, including the Tao Te Ching by Laozi and the Zhuangzi, explored ideas of naturalness, spontaneity, and the Tao, the way. The poetry of the Tang dynasty, with poets like Li Bai and Du Fu, captured the beauty of nature, personal reflection, and political concerns. Historical writings, such as those of Sima Qian in his Records of the Grand Historian, shaped the tradition of historical scholarship in China. 7. Mesoamerican art and literature. Art. The art of the Maya and Aztecs was highly symbolic, often representing gods, rulers, and cosmological beliefs. Mayan murals, such as those in Bonampak, depict scenes of court life and religious rituals. The Aztecs built grand monuments like the Stone of the Sun, Aztec calendar, and their codices, illustrated manuscripts, chronicled historical events, deities, and rituals. Literature. Mayan literature, including the Popol Vuh, is one of the few surviving works, containing mythological tales about the creation of the world and the exploits of the hero twins. The Aztecs produced poetry and songs central to their religious practices, expressing devotion to their gods and natural forces. The ancient pillars of art and literature were instrumental in shaping human understanding, culture, and expression, and they continue to influence contemporary art, philosophy, and literary traditions, whether through the symbolic art of Egypt or the epics of Greece and India. These ancient works preserve the wisdom, aspirations, and creativity of ancient civilizations.